Everybody, it's Baileywiki, and I am joined by my whole team and by Ripper today. This is actually going to be a special episode. We're going to walk you through all of the submissions for the contest we did recently. So over the last, I think, January and into February of 2023, we did a 3D contest where a bunch of you got, for the first time, in some cases, all the 3D content from both Baileywiki and from Ripper. You got the 3D canvas module, and you started experimenting with creating your first maps. And this was all kind of underpinned by Ripper doing creating a special tool that actually lets us create and share 3D maps with each other. So this is really, hey team, everybody.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
All right. So that's Zephyr and Swift, for those of you who don't know voices yet. And then also Ripper coming in from across the pond here. I guess, Swift, you're also across the pond.
Yeah.
So with that, what we're going to do is kind of walk through these today. Ripper, what do you want to add to this?
Well, we've had a lot of participation and submissions, so it's been a pretty interesting to see the community creativity. And because I was basically having like oversight over this new system to make sure it didn't like explode or something, because the map sharing was kind of a new thing, and surprisingly enough, it didn't blow up. But I've seen like the progress of some of the community member, because like many have released multiple maps, and I've seen like their progress and their journey throughout this contest, and it was like very interesting to see experimenting with like some stuff that it's generally less used in 3D Canvas. So I'm very excited. I've already seen, for obvious reason, a lot of these maps, but you haven't, and like there are some maps that are very interesting.
Yeah, there are, and some maps with some smart things like Monk's Active Tiles going on. I know I submitted some myself. Can I win an annual subscription to you too, Ripper? Or am I?
No.
Dang it. All right. Well, I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen, and that is the prize. The prizes here up for grabs are annual subscriptions for both Baileywiki and for Ripper, and we're giving two different prizes out. One is for the best map overall, or the best scene, and the other one is for the best body of work. And you'll see some pretty prolific artists here as we get into it. So I think with that, Swift, you're driving, and I think what we want to do is start with some of the single submissions. We've got some real gold in these hills here, and then we'll go into the bodies of work. I do want to encourage anyone listening, in the comments, tell us who you think the winner was. Tell us who you think had the best map, why, who's got the best body of work. We're certainly looking at all of the community input here as we take all this into account. All right, what do we got here first?
Okay. Well, going down the list based on the order they were put in the folder, I suppose, we've got the Old Courtyard by Fin42020. A derelict courtyard, ruins left in a valley cursed with undeath. So this was just a small ruined courtyard that they wrote a little bit of a backstory for here. It's one of the early submissions into the competition.
Yeah, I believe this was the first submission. As you can see, the background is a bit missing, because we were still figuring out at the time what to do about like remote assets and stuff like that. So this used to have a remote asset hosted on the Forge, but like after some code updates, purges and stuff like that. So you will want to maybe put like a ground texture or something, or I mean, this can be just like a snowy scene if you want to leave it white, but you can just like put your own image if you want on this one.
You know what I like about this one is it's got a lot of tactical elements that would be interesting if you were going to stage a battle here, right? You've got holes in the walls, you've got the rocks and things like that you could stand on or stand behind. So generally pretty good, pretty effective for that. Yeah,
we have some barrels, we have like a chest and stuff. Like there is some even like roleplay element possibly. And yeah, we have trees, rocks. It's a nice little tactical map.
Love it. Yeah, I think it's important to remember that, we're trying to replicate what it's like to be at the table, right? And be able to just like, scan around a battle map and think of how we want to play the map. Okay.
All right. So this is the second map, Frozen River, by either Leon or Leon D. I'm not quite sure which it is.
It's nice that he set us up on the initial camera position at this campfire.
Yeah. I think it's really thoughtful,
Yes.
and I think this is just kind of like a masterclass in how to really add some great atmosphere with the particle system in 3D Canvas. It is just so atmospheric having that kind of fog and the snowflakes going. It really feels like you're in a wintry forest.
Yeah, you put the right sound ambiance in the background here, and it's pretty immersive, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that, I know kind of how the underlying systems work, and I mean, as well. But I can see at a glance that this map is probably pretty quick to make. There is a lot of use of repeat tiles. There is a use of terrain and gravity to
Absolutely,
kind of
yeah.
scatter stuff around.
Like we've got the terrain or a height map for the... Actually, no, this won't be a height map, will it? This will just be a normal block with the water shader on it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, it is. Well, that's pretty cool. But yeah, all of these maps, just in case anybody's watching who doesn't know, all of these maps were made within 3D Canvas, which is within Foundry. So there was no like external 3D modeling tools required by any of the people entering the competition. So like everything you see here is possible from just within the client with no specialist expertise needed.
I encourage anybody who downloads these, like you have Swift from the community sharing feature, that they pull up these tiles and double click into them and see how they're created, because they're to Ripper's point that it's relatively easy to create a map like this pretty quickly.
And this would be the Gothic church by Kyra.
This is quite an interesting map, I want to say. There is a lot of
I see.
artistic talent in this.
Can you enter this building?
Yes.
That's what I'm about to find out. Oh. Come on in, you go. Don't be shy now.
I don't see if I don't know if the door is actually set up as a door.
Oh no. There we go.
It is?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying, yeah, you kind of have to remove the roofs to use this map, because they're not like automatically occluding, or set them up with occlusion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this would be a great opportunity to use occlusion, because look at that. It's got all the interiors set up.
Yeah.
Just using
that's really cool.
Use the occlusion ID, right?
Yeah. You just it's a single tile. Yeah, you can just like link them together. It's pretty easy to set up occlusion on this. But we can just for now move the roof. Yeah, exactly the same way.
That's really great. I love that interior. I think it just looks nice. It's good choice of materials and palette, right? Just from a purely aesthetic perspective, I think it's well done.
Yeah. What does this look like in the new first-person mode in 3D Canvas?
It is a good question, actually. How is it you get into the first
L.
person?
Yeah, I think it's L.
L.
Oh, all right. Now we're talking.
Yeah, love
it. This would have been the way
That's
to
awesome.
do it.
Oh well, yeah. I guess you could, navigate it this way.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I see this is using elements from the Baileywiki module and
Yep.
Great.
I'm sad I moved the
the
ceiling now, because now it's gone.
Yeah.
All right, good job. I love it.
A lot of it is from a lot is from your assets, and I believe, I do not remember which map this is inspired from, but it's from a map from Curse of Strahd, I believe. It's inspired from like one of the church's maps.
That is very cool.
Whoa, here we go.
Ooh.
So this one is The Grey Gardens by Violates Parity. Now that's pretty cool to load into.
Are you noticing the
That's
terrain? Is the terrain animated?
It's moving, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was
the terrain
eerie.
is.
This does indeed violate Parity.
That does indeed.
Oh, that's trippy. Love it.
Oh, it's flowing back and forth. I see.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's. Anyway, it's
Look at
disturbing.
that sphere. That is great. That's straight out of a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah,
It
this is
kinda
like
is.
very, I guess, Lovecraftian or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
give me a
cosmic
little bit
horror
like
kind of thing.
Bloodborne, Eldritch horror type stuff.
Yeah.
And those
If
are
you
just
wanna-
some of the shaders. I think that was the oil shader, right? That was making that sphere look like that.
Yeah, I believe
Yes.
the sphere is just
And then
oil
just
shader.
I think the natural reflective
Yeah,
surface
exactly.
of the model, that looks really sharp.
And this is Kobold Hall by
It's a
Smothmoth.
big one.
Yes, this one, I remember checking for one of my videos. It's actually based on the introductory adventure for Dungeons & Dragons 5e, I believe. And this is made, well, obviously in 3D, using, from what I can tell, it's the old terrain generator to make the walls, and then
okay.
the
Yeah.
tiles from our Baileywiki set.
Yeah, it looks like
To make
Bailey
floors.
set tiles.
Exactly, yeah. It'll be merged.
Absolutely, yeah. With a lot of cool little features dotted around here and there, making good use of things like, the oil shader down in this well here.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
It's great. A great
Yeah,
little
bright colored
explorable.
well.
I tend to make like boss rooms, but these little explorable maps are great. Another one that would be interesting to navigate from a first person.
Yeah, with
Absolutely,
the before, this map would not be usable at all for with like Fog of War. You would need to use like the manual Fog of War because it's just like too much stuff. But with the new multi-threading feature that was added like not too long ago, this map like will actually run with Fog of War.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The new Fog of War is surprisingly fast.
Yeah,
It's
after
pretty
adding
quick.
like that new feature thing, it's way, 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 way better now. I don't want to like say like yes, it's like a same performance as 2D, but it's not that far.
And the Chamber of
Okay.
Eyes by Smothmoth, which is
Yeah, this is
another
the
indoor
second
dungeon.
dungeon. And I've been
Whoa.
using this map as a stress test,
Good.
because
yeah.
it is quite beefy. It might not look like it, but if you open the performance metrics, the new tool that was recently added as well, in the
Is that the graph
right
here?
there,
Yeah.
you
Real
can see
bad.
that you can see that we have 21 million vertices here.
Wow.
Ooh.
But hey,
So-
I
How
mean,
many of that thing?
that is, we see the performance great, and it's not great, right? But at the same time, like this is still like
Oops.
reasonable FPS, honestly.
Yeah, it's still playable.
Just kind of a testament to how like performant
This
3D canvas is at this point. Like I've had
My
worse
FPS
performance on
counters-
2D scenes.
Yeah. Smothmoth, don't feel bad. We all have to push the boundaries of technology, and I really like the composition of this map. I mean,
Yeah, I really, really like this map. Like, I was not bashing Smothmoth.
Yeah.
I was kind of just like showing, why we see like a bit of a performance decrease, but it's like it's still playable, even though it's a gigantic map.
look at that.
Yeah.
There's a secret door
Very
right there
large.
I saw.
Yeah.
You've got all of the furnishings in all the rooms. You've got a really good and like clever way of playing with the elevation changes. I mean, this is just a great, great technical map.
Yeah. this is
Yeah, like, you
excellent.
can
And-
see a massive improvement from the Kobold Hole map.
Mhm.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, this is excellent. I think this is also from one of the Waterdeep modules, inspired. So
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't surprise me. I'm not so familiar with it.
I'm
but
guessing that
it is
Xanathar's hide out there.
It's a very classic dungeon, but taken into the third dimension.
Ah, the old classic.
Cragmaw Castle by Ronsn.
So what I love about this is taking a famous map and saying, how would I render this in 3D? I think that's just a really good skill for anybody who's like thinking of playing around with 3D to start with is just like, take something that, you have plenty of designs for and just see how you can use the props to make it work.
Yeah. That's such a good way to cut your teeth on any kind of map making thing. Like if you're trying to dive into map making in any level of dimensionality, whether it's 3D or 2D, I think recreating a map that's in a different perspective is a really good way to hone your craft.
We've got decades of maps available of people who have made dungeons over the years. Turning them into 3D ones is pretty good for practice, I think.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, like surprisingly, making the basic layout is pretty quick because you just like kind of copy paste those wall tiles and things, and then you slap the macro, merge everything when you're done.
Yeah, so
Yes.
good work, Ronsn.
This one is Snow Forest by FinDM.
Great. Just a classic, good composition battle map.
Yeah, like I love this map. It's very simple, but like it shows that it's very easy to make some nature compositions and stuff like that by peppering some props around and stuff like that. And you have like your real quick map for your wilderness encounter or whatever.
There's plenty of interest for if you had a battle here. There's plenty of things to duck behind, hide behind, elevation to consider. So, good stuff.
And there's a little bit of a
like a kind of a ruin there. You could throw a campfire in there. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this map, and I like that FinDM has like I'm always looking at like color palette and the materials makes sense, and they just made a lot of good decisions. It's just as far as like basic design, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's aesthetically pleasing as well as usable and imaginative.
And it's very easy to just slap your own thing for your exact encounter and customize the map.
Absolutely.
Yeah, move any of these rocks around, change the elevation. I love that you can take a map like this and make a couple of tweaks and have something totally different. River's Edge by TheCaptain. Another great map. Look at how they've used the terrain shaders. Get that nice red mountain.
Yeah, I really like it, and I'll add a note. This map, I believe, was the first map TheCaptain made ever in 3D canvas.
No kidding. Oh,
yeah,
pretty good first attempt. Wow, the Beryl Road. This is another one by Violates Parity, right? Who we saw do that crazy orb thing earlier.
Yeah,
this is trippy.
It's another trippy one.
That is pretty cool.
Great use of shaders to create just this like really living environment.
Absolutely,
yeah.
It looks like they've used the gradient shader to give like dirt on the lower end and then I guess grass or moss or something on the higher.
That's great. Those kind of things take just a little bit longer to produce, but it's so worth the effort, and the fact that it can be shared out to the community and everyone else doesn't have to go through it. Great. I mean, look at all those little details and.
Yeah, I think it's really nice touch of like the mycelium almost sticking up. It's great.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, and I like that they've got the same texture here on the right and here on the left, but they've tinted this one on the left red and made it lower, so it seems like it's pooling up with some sort of, fungus, mycelia. Probably not blood. Who knows?
Definitely not
blood. Washed in there. Definitely not. Absolutely. Another excellent one.
Okay, so now we're looking at the three larger bodies of work here. We're going to start with Jeff. Jeff submitted a whole bunch of new scenes, which I love, and I recommend everybody come in here. We're going to have to hit just the highlights for sake of time, but what are we looking at here, Swift?
This is Sci Fi Room by Jeff, which is using assets from the community map-making compendium, I believe, in order to make a kind of storage room warehouse, looks like, a kind of commercial/industrial map in a very sci-fi style with even the starfield in the background here. Very cool.
Yeah, this can basically fit any kind of sci-fi encounter, honestly, or cyberpunk even.
And there's never enough sci-fi stuff, and the fact that there is so much sci-fi stuff in the pack that lets you create these is really important, I think.
And this one is Waterfall with Cave, obviously by Jeff as well.
You might wonder where the cave is. It's behind the waterfall.
Oh, what? It is
there's like a whole map on the other side.
There you go.
Oh, fantastic.
That's pretty cool. I'm always in favor of secrets hidden behind waterfalls. It's like a galactic lore or something.
Right. That's great. I like the use of shaders to show the flowing water. Smart. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah,
This one's
very interesting.
3D Shrunk. Now this is pretty cool. We got a little picnic here with just stuff thrown around. I like the use of some cylinders here for like spilled drink of some sort.
Yeah,
that can be difficult terrain.
Yeah. So the idea is you put your tokens on here and they've shrunk and are interacting with these normally small, mundane things. Oh, I love it.
The purple worm
coming out. Amazing.
Oh, God.
That is pretty cool.
Fantastic.
And I believe in the map is specified that the players basically have to get to the potion that's in the bag to like get back their regular size.
Okay. Yep.
It's awesome.
Great.
That is pretty neat. They're sticking out the label there.
Now, Swift, if you want to check the mounds, but oh, there you go.
Oh, there's the tiles.
It's all three of them.
Yeah.
I would just delete them.
Exactly.
Hey,
I guess this
look
will
at
be
that.
another case where first person might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, this actually has
Yeah, it has occlusion.
no, that's very
Oh gosh.
good. Occlusion and everything.
Look at that, an entire ant colony underground. Who knew?
And this one's a similar idea, but in a tavern, which is also very cool.
Yeah,
So
similar
that's
idea,
exactly
but
the
now
table.
you have to climb down because the potion is like under the table.
Oh yeah, there it is down there. Try and get to it without breaking your legs, I suppose.
Love it.
While dealing
Better
with
hope
this
you have
purple world
slow
that's
fall
in this
there.
apple here. Absolutely.
Great props. And look, just reused everything, but in a different setting. And that's just a matter of selecting all the tiles, hitting copy, and pasting it in a new scene.
This one's 3D city gates, which, as it says on the tin, are some city gates in 3D. That's pretty cool. Use of the height maps again here.
Classic battle map that every campaign needs. You could have
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
much good stuff happening here.
Some good attack and defend action going on.
Yeah, great design, great architecture of that city wall.
Yeah, there is even like the ladder.
Others.
So, you might have invaders or something.
Yep, love it.
And 3D Barren Battlefield. Oh, wow. Now this looks pretty interesting. Got some rusty, well, I guess they would be mace heads, but huge.
Mm.
Yeah, this is very
Mad
like
Max feeling.
Avernus, which is basically like Descent into Avernus is basically a Mad Max. So you were like spot on there.
That sounds appropriate then. I quite
Right.
like the style of this one here. Also, another very simple map, pretty straightforward, using a height map and then decorating it with various assets from the map making compendium.
Yeah, and Jeff has
Very cool.
a way of seeing an asset and a prop and figuring out how to use it in multiple ways, maybe even ways that it wasn't intended. So love it.
Yeah, Jeff has kind of an eye because I'm sure that it makes these maps quick.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely.
Love that cracked
Didn't notice.
desert floor. Love it.
3D Gates of Hell. This one they've used a particle system in the air here, except all the particles are static or almost static, so they're just hanging in the air. That's quite cool. Oh, animated gate as well.
Anytime you animate a gate or a door like that, especially a really big centerpiece one, just it does so much for the effort.
Absolutely. I like using the lava here as well, just to cover up the sort of lower areas.
So if you've ever played a Dwarven Forge game, this matches that experience, right? Or exceeds it, right? Because you can animate it a little bit. But this is what I would hope to play at a tabletop if I was sitting around with my friends.
And this is Wild Sheep Chase. Also by
Yeah,
Jeff,
I
of course.
actually, this comes from a free adventure that is pretty popular for D&D 5e, like a one-shot. And they made like the map from the one-shot, and I actually DM'd this one-shot, so like I remember this map.
Oh,
There we go.
no, that's pretty cool. Very busy interior. Lots of things going on in here. I kind of like this, taking that table and just stretching it. Actually,
Yeah.
still looks pretty decent. So we've now moved on to Violet, who also provided quite a few different maps. You can tell which one are theirs by the fact that they start with Violets. Very handy. And this is Violet's Beachside, which I believe was one of the first maps put into the Community 3D map browser. Which,
I believe it was also one of the first maps Violet made.
Are these rocks painted white to look like clouds? Now that's
Brilliant.
cool. I like it. I never even spotted those before. I didn't scale out.
You know, I didn't know that there was a whole ship.
Yeah, there is a whole ship.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty cool. More ships in 3D is clearly what we need.
Yeah, 100%. Great first map by Violet. Now, Violet has some smart maps, as you can see, secret codes and traps and really, really smart and creative use of Monk's active tiles, I think.
Like this one here, for instance, the Endless Staircase, I believe uses Monk's active tiles to do a little trick with tokens. If I just put one down here. This is one of those maps that's very simple, but has a very cool trick to it. If I'm remembering correctly.
Let's find out.
Aha. If you
there
walk
we
a
go.
token into the top, it gets teleported to the bottom. Or if you walk him off the bottom.
Ergo, the Endless Staircase.
Yeah.
You know, I really like
Endless
Violet's design. This artist just, uses, I think, just generally good composition, and there's some drama and intrigue to this design that I think just really works. You know, the use of the particle effects. It's a simple map, but it's pretty effective.
Yeah, I really like it.
I like the use
Piece
of
of art.
the black background as well.
Yeah.
The Flooded Temple. That's a very cool water texture on that one there. I believe I remember this one had a gimmick to it.
Yes, this has a trick. It has like a block of water on the bottom. You cannot like see it from there, but yeah, that one.
Okay.
And you're supposed to basically just raise the water as the players explore.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Another really
And there's
good.
like a top floor. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, look at
Yes. The map goes upwards. They've got a trap door over there. So you need to climb up quickly. And then they've obviously left space so that you can like look in.
Oh, there's a number of floors here. So this is another really good example of just good aesthetic design by Violet.
That's a really good way to suggest that there's walls that go all the way up while leaving them not there so that you can still see. It's a good way to still get that idea across while making the quality of life of the map better.
Whoops.
Pretty good. I would say Violet from if I'm just judging aesthetics, Violet is my favorite on the list.
Yeah, there are some very good maps from her.
And smart design and everything works. So I like it.
Violet's Puzzle Ball. This was one of the early ones making use of Matt's active tile triggers, I believe. Or Monk's active.
Yeah.
Even.
I believe this one has like a falling floor. So if you step on the wrong tile, you will
Ooh, that's cool.
Fall through
Love it.
into the underside. I do like clever uses of Matt like that. Like step on the wrong tile and you just get yeeted to the floor.
It's one time, but the person from the bottom can tell their friends what the path
Oh,
is.
I see. Yeah. That's actually
I like that a lot.
more insane. Yeah.
Yes, that's evil, but in a good way. Aha, I see. This one's safe.
I actually like it even more. That's genius.
It's good.
And that's pretty cool.
And these are really helpful. I'm sure it took Violet some time figuring out the logic, but now you can come in here, double click into these tiles and see how they are coded with matte and occlusion IDs and things like that. Very good. So there's something else going on here, right? A secret code?
Yeah, this one has a secret code. So basically, like you can, I don't remember if you step or click on the tiles, but basically you have to input a code. Like this looks like the pin code for a phone.
Look at that.
So they light up, and you have like right or wrong, and it's pre-set up, but it's not gonna do anything here because we are on a PF2 world, so it's not finding the creature.
Oh, I see.
But if you enter the wrong combination, there will be like monsters that come out from the holes in the wall.
Amazing.
Excellent.
That
And you
is
can-
pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, and if you are not on D&D, you can just edit the monk active tile and just like change like whatever creature is spawned, because like it's currently pointing at a D&D 5e compendium, but you can just like point it at whatever else.
On 2 parts of the code.
I believe the solution is in the description of the map when you download it, so you don't have to try blindly until you find it. But yeah,
To avoid spoilers, I won't go look it up.
exactly.
This is Violet's treasure room, and it looks like an almost empty storage room, library sort of situation. Very interesting. But over here, we've got some books hanging out on this bookcase. How conspicuous? I believe if we click one. Aha.
Look at that.
The
Fantastic.
secret treasure room becomes visible. Now that's pretty cool use of Matt to do things like hide this block that was like hiding it previously. And to the players, this would be completely transparent, but because we're a GM, it's still like partially visible. But
Okay,
that
so
is
it uses a
rather cool, I
block that then goes transparent. Is that what's happening? Is it an alter
It just
action?
goes hidden.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah. So
Smart.
it's getting hidden. So then as a GM, it's transparent for us. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is just like not even
Love
a 3D specific properties. The tile is just set to hidden, so the GM
Smart.
sees it as like semi-transparent.
This is Violet's Trivia Trap. Last Desert Temple contest entry. Solve a riddle with dragons and chat messages while trying to avoid the traps. Instructions to play. And answers are inside the map.
Uh-huh.
Maybe over in these books here. Ah, yeah. Setup and how to play. Interesting.
Oh, fantastic.
Can I click these?
Do they show you
maybe
chat
they're-
messages? I think you're getting chat messages. here.
Oh, you are.
Oh, I am.
Ah.
Dragon
Wonderful.
Puzzle
This is
Guide.
so clever. Yeah.
That is very cool.
So this is like a 4. Is this like a 4 puzzles in a single map kind of thing?
Wow.
Because I haven't seen this map yet. This was one of the last entries in the contest, and I did not manage to pre-check this map. But it looks pretty insane considering like all the setup.
Let's put down a...
Yeah, for the sake of time, we will not like test all of them, but I think we should at least check one out.
Guess which direction corresponds to each dragon by pressing the greens button in the small rooms. Ha. So if
I think there's a green button in end of each hallway.
I don't think we are smart enough to figure out Violet's puzzles.
Bob is taking damage.
Even that does
Hero Bob
even
gets
does
stabbed.
damage.
Look at that.
Oh yeah,
Smart.
this is fantastic.
That's so good.
Gold insisted on hunting the day. Silver wanted to steal Day's treasure.
Oh yeah, it's
so
riddles
I-
and everything too. This is so good.
North or
This
west?
is so good.
This is insane.
Gold west. So I think this is gold, so I guess I click west. Or maybe I need to move Bob over.
Oh, is it also smart enough that
West.
you have to be close to it?
Did the light flash red? Or was it or am I seeing things?
Sometimes the particles like reload when the camera's
Oh, I see.
moving around.
Yeah, they don't.
I guess maybe we
render,
need to press
off
all of them.
screen.
If I press the wrong one. There we go. Now that turns red.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the danger zone.
Yeah, they said when you press the wrong one, they become 1d8 traps. So I guess if Bob goes in here now, he should start taking a lot
Yeah.
more damage.
Oh baby.
Oof. And he is dead, technically. Now, this is a very
Bye,
cool
Bob.
map. I like
This
it.
is awesome.
Yeah, this is
Very cool.
awesome.
Well
I
done with
really,
Matt.
I really like because like so Violet here kind of circumvented the fact that you cannot share like notes in these maps. You know,
Yeah,
because they
right.
cannot be embedded into scenes. So she just made like this like little Minecrafty tiles pattern that give you chat messages with instructions, which is great.
And of course,
Yeah,
the thing
it's a
about
really
putting them
clever
out
way to do
here
that.
is, if I were to turn on Fog of War, for instance, then as a player, you can't see outside. So you wouldn't be able to see the,
Yeah,
the DM
instructions.
tools.
Great map. Great.
That
Yeah,
is
that's
Clever.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. I
Good
think
job,
that
Violet.
ends Violet's set.
Okay, another sci-fi map.
Yep. Another sci-fi map here from Cosmic Afro now. Mining Station. Now this is pretty cool, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's
okay,
very
so
simple, very good.
we're in space here, right? So just taking advantage of the three-dimensional space. These are meteorites. Is that right?
Yep.
I guess asteroids with presumably some kind of rare mineral that's being mined
That's
here.
being mined, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
And how
A
did
crystal
that
with a lightning
grid?
shader.
How did that grid get turned into neon green?
Oh, you just set the
That's
grid
just a-
color in the scene settings.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's a default Foundry setting, yeah. Just set the green
Yeah.
grid to
I did not
bright
know
green,
you
set the
could make
background
it
to black.
neon green. That is fantastic.
Well, it's an easy thing to overlook, right? Because normally you're just thinking about how
would never.
opaque or transparent am I making it, right?
Yeah, it's good.
The Costal Fort, yes, by Cosmic Afro. Now this is cute. I quite like it.
I really like this map. It's it kind of has a simplicity, but at the same time, it's just like very versatile. There's a lot. You can have combat, you can have role play. It can be like a market. Your players maybe have a ship and they like stop in the city to shop or do something. Maybe there's a side quest.
I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's good composition. It'd be another one that would be fun to run through in first person.
Yeah,
Lots
absolutely,
of
yeah.
creative use of elevation and just great overall
Yeah.
map.
Great scene.
Meteor Hole by Cosmic Afro. Now this one's
Very-
a kind of interesting one. They've got a river flowing down a hole. Well, that's very
I love
interesting.
all the crystals.
Very
I guess we know
more at the
Minecraftian
bottom.
here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because we know that basically we can use the height maps and change the height map, but making like custom terrain is not possible. So they use the map generator to get like this
it.
more custom terrain.
Yeah.
that's a really clever way to use that effect.
That is very cool. So a meteorite has come down here through a river and opened up this chamber, I guess, covered in Tiberium-looking crystals.
Love it.
Yeah, I
That's
can
very
see that
cool.
like
I like
it reused the same like crystals from the mining station map, but changed the color and placed them on a
Yes.
different surface here.
Okay, Wizard Tower. So I believe this one's kind of famous. We were talking about this one because the occlusion works, right? You can actually go in this tower.
Yeah, you
I
can.
believe so.
Let's drop
We
a
drop
token.
down, drop a dude. And then take our archer in. Oh. Things are mostly working.
Yeah, it looks
It's
the floors
mostly
have the
working.
occlusion. Yeah, it looks like the floors have their occlusion set up, but not necessarily the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Set
some of the
decoration.
tiles are not linked, it seems.
Mhm.
So the easy fix here is just to give them the same occlusion ID as the floor that they belong to, right?
Yeah, it takes basically like probably 1 minute. But yeah, let's check the other floors. Let's see if how they're set up, because it's a lot of floors and all the floors above are occluding correctly right now. So I'm thinking that maybe all the other floors are working correctly. Let's see. Yeah, we still have some. We still have some unlinked occlusion here.
Might have been some sort of glitch here, but the occlusion's mostly working on this map. Very cool.
I'm pretty sure it was like fully working at some point because I've seen this map before. So I'm not sure if Afro made like an edit and something got kind of wrong here. But luckily, it's a good chance to, while we check out this tower, to talk about the fact that there was a feature that was added recently where if you are like, maybe a user tells you, the map is kind of like broken, there's like this issue or stuff like that, you can actually update the maps you have uploaded. They're not like locked in forever. So you can, go in and like fix it later.
Especially when
Nice.
things like active tiles changes and things like that, being able to patch these later. But this is pretty good. I'm impressed by the just the interior design. That's a lot.
This is a very
work.
complex map to set up with like all these floors, and it's basically like it's extremely close to working. It just needs like some occlusion link IDs to be fixed correctly. But
Well,
yeah,
I'm sure by the time Cosmic sees this video, this will probably be fixed. But this is really impressive.
Yeah, it's great. Every one of these floors has really good interiors.
Yeah, push like design limits and stuff like that. This is pretty slick. Okay.
Yeah, Cosmic has been playing a lot with occlusion, and the other map that we're gonna check out now, the Shucks, also has a lot of occlusion play.
Yeah, this was the one you mentioned, the concerning case of Contemptible Corn.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. I've seen this map go through many iterations, so we'll see how it ended up. I'm not sure I've checked like the last iterations, but let's drop a token in front of this house and let's find out.
Oh yeah, that's not just like a single object house there. That's actually like an enterable.
Yeah, this should be a house.
Oh, with Fog of War on. Maybe I should turn that off. Maybe not.
Yeah, let's find out if it explodes or not.
This was before, I guess, we figured out about occlusion IDs, because it seems to be just occluding half of the roof at once.
Yeah,
that is pretty cool,
partially
actually.
Occluding as well, yeah.
Another
good
case
in
to use
first person as well,
perhaps.
yeah.
The first person doesn't seem to update the Fog of War.
I think this map simply exceeds the Fog of War capabilities, I believe. There is kind of an hard cap. If the polygon count is too high, the Fog of War will just shit itself, unfortunately. So the new optimized, very fast Fog of War is fast until it's too fast and it just dies.
Until it's not.
This map is like very big, so I believe in like this map and the other one we checked out with like 25 million polygons. Those are too much for the new multi-threading system to handle, basically.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool, though. We've got like a house here, or an inn, I suppose, or a tavern with like rooms upstairs and multiple floors that you can walk up and down.
Yeah, I mean,
if we just fix the problem with the ceiling, that's a really cool environment. Yeah. Even just this one building.
Yeah, this one building is as large as several of the scenes we'd already seen. I think building on this giant map. Wow.
Yeah. I'm thinking like what happened here is that I think Cosmic redesigned some of the floors and stuff to be more optimized and reduce like the polygon counts. And in the process, the ID that was linking the floor to the tiles got lost. So I think that's why they're not working anymore. Because I'm sure I've seen them working at some point. So I think that's what
minor
happened.
Technical issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was awesome. So I can't believe the creativity that came with these submissions, gang, and how everybody used kind of everything at the disposal with a lot of things I never would have expected somebody to come up with. So I think we're going to have a hard time deliberating on who the winner is. I think everybody did a great job. But yeah, I'm impressed. What do you guys think?
I am very impressed.
You could really tell, like, going through these, especially these people that submitted several different maps, like you can see a progression. And I'm sure you've been watching this more closely than us, Ripper, even. So you can probably see that even more.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, and I've seen this progression. I'm amazed at like some of this people that made these amazing maps. A lot of creativity.
It's great. Well, then for everyone else, tune in here soon. We're going to deliberate on who we think the winners are. Let us know in the comments if you've got any opinions, and we'll be back with another short announcement to let you guys know what we think. In the meantime, thanks everybody for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one.